You can just see that red until around its eye there. So it's similar to a Franklin. It's called a Swainson's Spurfowl. So I'm not sure if that brings you to 222. I highly doubt it, but we'll see what we can do. We'll try our best, Lucy. Is it 222? Is it? I hope so. If not, that's okay. We're working on it. We'll see what we can find. That's actually an old one for my bird list. So I've actually already got the Swainson's Spurfowl on my list. So I'm pretty sure if you're on 222 and I'm on 45, that you've got the Swainson's Spurfowl. Let's go back to James, see how he's doing with twins out there on the plains.
Look everybody, one of them rolled over. High action here. It's still worth sitting with them though. And we'll just keep here until they move, I think. Unless you want to go and look for something else, but Sam's looking for other things. There were some elephants around Cheetah Plains earlier today, so we might go and see if we can find them a bit later. So let's have a look at the one behind there. Are you at full zoom there?
No, here we are.
There we go. Now, so what I want you to try and look at is the way that cheetah is lying. And it's now, of course, turned its head. But just look at the front structure. You can see a very much longer shoulder muscle from just under the chin there down to the elbow. You can see much longer than on a leopard, but very powerful. You can see it's quite sort of substantial, and then quite heavy forelegs leading down to the wrist joint, and likewise into the toes. Now that is a much more massive front end than something like a leopard or a lion has in comparison, with a tiny head on the top. And everything about that animal is entirely over specialized for speed, and this is one of the reasons that they are an endangered species, certainly, is that they are so totally over specialized they cannot live in an area where there isn't ideal habitat. Unlike a leopard, which can live in forest, just about live in true desert and everything in between, because it'll eat anything from termites all the way up to sort of adult kudu in some cases. These chaps can eat small to medium-sized antelope only. They don't scavenge, they're not strong enough to scavenge, they cannot hide their kills. They might eat termites if they're desperate, I suppose, or other small things like that, but they have a very specific hunting method. They have a very specific sort of diet. They're the complete specialists to the cheetahs, at least the leopard's absolute generalism. Now, cat in Tampa, you want to know about those black tear stripes, and you say, are there any other theories? I'm assuming you're basically referring to the fact that they are generally put down to being cheetah's sunglasses. So because they hunt in the day, those black stripes absorb the light, and therefore they don't reflect as much light into their eyes. I'm not entirely sold on that theory myself. I don't know of any others, other than maybe to break the outline of the animal, in the same way that zebra stripes break the outline. But I imagine there probably is something to that. There may well be something to the sort of reflection theory. We know that nocturnal cats, like leopards and lions specifically, have got very different under eyes. They've got white underneath the eyes, and that white undoubtedly does reflect extra light into their eyes for their nocturnal activities. So it could well be that that's why they had those black stripes, but I mean, other than that, I couldn't really tell you. And you see how small this bottom jaw is in comparison with something like a lion or a leopard, which are proportionately built very similarly. Very small bottom jaw, very kind of, I don't want to say weak, because in comparison with ours they're probably quite strong, but relatively weak jaws. all to make space for the air that needs to get sucked through the massive nasal cavities, so that when they run and choke their prey, they're able to breathe and replace oxygen sufficiently. And very sleepy they are. Nice one from Kitty Kitty Bang Bang. Kitty Kitty Bang Bang, you are interested in whether or not cheetah will mate with multiple females, at least multiple males. So will a female, if she came across this lot, would she mate with both of them perhaps in the same way that some of the other cats do? I don't know. Ooh, did you see that, Dave?
Yeah.
High action here. I don't know, Kitty Kitty Bang Bang. As far as I know, no, they don't. But you see, as far as we know, we don't think that there's multi-paternity in leopards, but there could well be multi-paternity in leopards. So I don't see why that shouldn't be the case in cheetah. In fact, no, you know what, I'm talking rubbish. Cheetah do have multi-paternity, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, this is wonderful stuff. Let me give that some thought, Kitty Kitty Bang Bang. Sam has got one of the most special birds we ever find out here.
So we have already come across some secretary birds. It's been an exciting afternoon, I tell you. We've been with cheetahs on the plains and we come to the open areas of Arethusa, and in the distance we see two large secretary birds walking on the ground there. Isn't that awesome? We're quite far away from them at the moment. I'm having to look into my monitor to see the close-up of these secretary birds. Have a look at those long legs. Those long legs will walk through the thicket there and try and rustle anything, well, not thicket, long grass. And in that long grass there will be a number of insects and things that it will then pop out and be able to eat those. So that is how they collect their food, and we call them at least I think I was with Dave when I saw the secretary birds the last time, and they just came onto just next to the airstrip, and they started running next to the airstrip and they flew off, and we called it secretary airlines. So once again, we're at the at the airlines, as you can see here, and we may very well be lucky enough to see those secretary fly off for the second time. I don't know why I keep parking with the sun in my eyes, but I can't see anything when I turn around. But we're going to see if we can get around and view these secretary birds again, and potentially they might fly off for us. And I won't really take note at the size of their wingspan. It's around 2.4 meters in length, and it's just incredible to see it. So when we come back, we're going to go around and see if we can see them. So let's go slowly but surely and view those. So the name the secretary bird comes from they used to say that the secretary bird has like a string. It has a string on the back. Hopefully if we sneak in slowly enough, we'll be able to see that long thing on the back. And it looks like it's a pencil in the back, in the hair of the secretary. That's where it gets the name the secretary bird. And I thought that's quite funny. I mean, who even came up with that name? I mean, I've never really even seen a secretary with a pen in her hair. I guess I live in the bush where I don't see secretaries in offices that often. So, but they're still there. They're still looking good in the open areas there. And we said we had really wanted to see some secretary birds this afternoon, so we are in luck today in the airstrip of Arethusa. And this is also where there have been reports on seeing the side-striped jackal. So at the same time as looking for the secretary bird, I've also been paying attention to any jackal tracks that would be around this area to see if we can locate on my first sighting of a jackal. Aaron, your bird list is growing slowly but surely, and I'm very, very excited to hear about that. So the secretary bird is a big one because it's quite difficult to see them. And we'll see, yeah, we can just see them over here now. So how's the best way? Let's try and design this so that it is the most effective way of viewing these wonderful animals or birds. Okay, so I'm going to come this way, slowly but surely. I'm going to go slowly just to help. I'm actually going to go into low range because low range can help us go make just that lesser sound. So let's go into low range. Ooh, not even getting into low range, yeah? There we go. That's awkward. I'm in low range now. Okay, so here they are. They are to our left here now. We're just going to get in a position where we can view them even better than what we had seen them before. Okay, so at the moment they're comfortable with us. Let's stop here and have a look at them. Beautiful. We've now got a much better. Can you see now the part of the back of the head there where it looks like there's a pen in the back of its hair, or the secretary's hair, which is quite funny, it's quite fascinating. Look at those legs, they are huge. I'm just going to get it out in the book and just see. Fiona in the UK is asking if they're ever reclassified, or are they reclassified? I'm not sure on your question there. Reclassified to the eagle family. No, so they're very different to the eagle family. Well, they do have that prominent looking beak that you can see in front there that will give you that definition of potentially an eagle. And I'm just going to it here to show you a picture of it, and then we can go back to it. It's a secretary bird. So this is a very exciting bird to see. Let's quickly come into the picture of it before we go back. Have a look. Here's the secretary bird. I'm just going to explain quickly what I said about the quill here. So, distinct profile, long raised black crest of spatula-shaped feathers. That's what they're saying here in the book here. It's called spatula-shaped feathers, giving it the appearance of old-fashioned secretary with quill pens tucked behind the ears. Very interesting. Let's go and have another look at it in the real. Let's have a look at that. There it is. So what do you guys think? Do you think that looks like a secretary bird that would work outside an office? Very interesting. And they have the most incredible kind of courtship display, dancing with raised wings. So when they are courting each other, when the male's courting the female, they have the most incredible courting display where the wings are raised and they start dancing around. Imagine we saw that this afternoon. It would be incredible. Robin would like to know, are secretary birds raptors? Well, I'm just actually having a look here at the book, and they are part of the birds of prey and carrion eaters, so they would be classified as a raptor. I mean, they're on the same page as a buzzard and as a African cuckoo hawk. So it is part of that family of birds. Ooh, so things are getting exciting this afternoon. There is a cheetah on the move. Have a look.
Well, everybody, look at that. One of them got up. He walked 2 steps, and now he's precisely back where he started. Anyway, just wonderful sitting here with them, I must say. Having a yawn, obviously, they're very tired. Oh, look at this, Dave. Now there you can see, I don't know if you've ever seen a leopard walking or a lion walking, you can see the incredibly much smaller head and much smaller profile. Go ahead, Mark.
Sorry, just confirm the lineup. Can I come in?
Yeah, you're the only one I've managed to hear coming this way.
Okay, no, thanks. I think one or two CP guys are joining.
Copy that. As soon as they get here, I'll move out. There is one double M station here, but yeah, we'll play it by ear when you get here.
Jan for Mike.
Sorry, everybody. I've just got to quickly do this on the radio. Go ahead, Mike.
Sorry, Jan, I didn't know.
I am on lock, yes. One sec, everyone. I will move out as soon as anyone else. One more station can make the way here. There is a double M vehicle in the sighting as well. So I'll make my way. If you want to make your way here straight away, I will move out as soon as you get here. No, don't worry, Mike. I think they might well go south later, so I can come back later if needs be. But I have been here for a good half an hour. All right, I'm just going to move slightly, everybody. We're not going to be here for very long, so probably another 10 minutes or so. So let's just enjoy them for the next 10 minutes, and then we'll have to go and see what else we can find here. It's going to move slightly different location. Is that all right for you, Darby? We have got them both there, and of course this long lens does make an enormous difference to our ability to view them. So like I say, probably 10 minutes left here, and then I think they're going to move back south into Mala Mala. They may move north, but we just need to make some space for all the others who want to come and have a look at, well, what is one of certainly the rarest animals we see here. I think we probably see them probably more rarely than we see even, well, more rarely than we see wild dogs. Hello, Shelley. You're in Chicago and you want to know if they have dispersed from their natal territory like leopards do. Yes, absolutely they will. With all the cats, it's generally the case that the males will disperse away from their natal territories in order to ensure that inbreeding, well, is reduced to a minimum. They can inbreed. It doesn't make a huge difference to the cats, as we know. And with males, it's normally them that move away from their natal territories, and the females, I think much like with the leopards, do set up territories relatively close to where their mothers are. And just such a silent, perfect afternoon this. You can see exactly why those cheetah are lying there, completely content with their fat bellies, and their heads tilted up. Look at that. Isn't that a classic kind of example of their ability to sort of stick their heads up? I'm going to move again. It's got a slight feeling that I'm slightly trespassing. I mean, by no more than 2 inches if I was, but you know, as other people come in here, we want to make sure that we are tickety-boo as far as the law goes. Interesting question here from Susan in Florida, and we were discussing something similar this morning about why it is, or one of the, the different reasons. Good grief, it sounds like a children's party coming this way. Interesting reasons. We're going to have to move out soon, everyone. Why it is that they are together as males, and Susan, you want to know if one of them died, would it be a problem for the other? Go for it, Mike. Susan, I think they'd survive fine, and the reason for that is that I think they're together far more to protect a territory than they are to hunt together. If it was for hunting, if it was for survival in terms of eating, you'd find the females who have a much higher nutrient demand, given that they have to raise youngsters and have to feed youngsters, you'd find that they too socialized, I think. And so I think you'll find that even though their protection might be reduced, they'd certainly they'd be absolutely fine as far as food went. Very nice question, that, and I find this kind of subject of why it is that cats are social, or lions are social, and cheetahs semi-social, and none of the other cats in the world are properly social, why that should be the case, I just find that really interesting. Yeah, and Gail, I was thinking exactly the same thing. That's so interesting. I was thinking precisely what you were. You were saying that they're not panting like the other cats. So we've seen leopards and lions with the big fat bellies like that, and they pant. They and you say, why is that the case? And I think that you've actually hit on the answer. You say, are their airways different? Their airways are certainly different from in the other cats. They've got a much larger nasal cavity, which means they're able to suck in oxygen through the nose in a much more effective fashion than leopards or lions are. And so I think they probably are panting slightly, although their bellies aren't rising up and down too quickly, are they, Dave? Mm-hmm. So they may be just more efficient at digesting. And of course, you see, a lion, because he's so confident, they are breathing relatively heavily, though. You can see that there. A lion, of course, is able to defend itself, so it can probably eat itself into far more of a stupor than a cheetah can. That cheetah's still got to be able to move very quickly if it is set upon by hyenas, leopards, wild dogs, maybe even a large group of jackals. Lions, certainly. And you know, I think it's no coincidence that the Birmingham boys are nowhere near here at the moment. I think they're on Buffelshoek, and I think there was one found somewhere around in Coral into Torchwood. And male lion roars, apparently. If you hear a male lion roaring, you can pretty much predict, if you know an area really well, where the cheetah will be, because they will avoid being around where male lions are. Okay, everybody, I think that's going to be it from us. I can hear the other vehicle coming towards the site. Dave, are your comms okay there? They're crackling? Not crackling. Oh dear. Geraldine, you're very crackly. It's okay, I can hear you. Let me just find out where this other station is. The other game driver's coming. Okay, here we go. We're going to leave now. Bye-bye, cheetahs. Come back soon. Mark, do you copy? Make your way straight in. I'll move out now. Enjoy.